The Warner Brothers? What's to say? Put your hand in a bowl of nuts, pull out 3. That's the Warner Brothers and their sister Dot. Nuts, crazy. But these kids knew from comedy. We were all in vaudeville together, on the same bill. Me, Jack Benny, George Burns, the Warners, and Milton Berle, who, by the way, didn't like the kids too much. Berle and Yakko were always going at it. Yakko was always with the anvils on Berle's head. We'd hear a noise, we'd look, and there was Berle with an anvil on his head. I think it made him funnier. One time Milton was on stage, and Yakko said, "Come on, let's go watch his act." So we all sat in the front row, and I look over, and Jack, Benny, and Vacco are making gookie faces at Berle. Then Dot and George Burns stopped making the gas noises and the things, and Berle didn't know what to do, but the audience was howling. It was so funny. And Yakko, with that razor wit, Berle says, "What are you guys doing during my act?" Yakko looks at him and says, "Helping. That's comedy."
Oh, Dot was precious. She was a real doll. And Wacko, the things that would come out of his mouth. Lizards and cars and tents and anvils. I've never seen an audience laugh so hard. We were all in the Ziegfeld Follies together. It's common knowledge Milton Berle and Yakko didn't get along.
Yes, we already talked about that with Cy Sigmund.
I won't go into that then. Anyway, after a show at the Follies, we would paint the town red. Really? Wacko would have a paint can and paint everything red. He was so cute. At that time, Dot and Fanny Bryce were good pals. They'd go around calling everyone kid. We'd go to the Algonquin after a show. Everybody was there. I remember one night, Wacko lost his lunch in Robert Benchley's hat. Anything for a laugh with that kid. Did I mention that Milton Berle didn't get along with Yakko?
Yes.
I won't go into it then.
Milton Berle didn't like Yakko.
Yes, we've talked about that already.
Oh, well, enough said then. The Warner Brothers and their sister Dot, they were the biggest things to hit Hollywood. Bigger than Jacob Partridge, bigger than Sally Saucy, big. I remember they were discovered at Schwab's Pharmacy. Vacco was eating a milkshake. But I mean the whole thing, the glass, the straw, everything. One of the scouts for Warner Brothers Studio was there, and before you could say Salminio, they got a big contract. Bigger than Berle ever got. He didn't like them.
Yes, we've heard.
Anyway, these kids made a few cartoons, but the studio didn't know what to do with them. Crazy they were. They made absolutely no sense. And then when they pantsed Jimmy Cagney, something had to be done. Like chickens with their heads cut off. Funny chickens, but too much for the studio. They locked them up in that tower. I hadn't heard about them in years, but now, what, they're out of the tower, I hear. I hope Berle doesn't know. He doesn't like them.